Hey, it's the Brian and Kindra Show, and we are here in our studio at the new place.
You know how sometimes you accidentally swallow really loud? Like you don't, like you're just sitting there and then all of a sudden you realize you're like, that was really, I did that right there in the microphone. And I just want to apologize to Nathan and everyone else.
Okay.
Did you hear it?
Maybe.
I'm so sorry. Man, I felt bad. As soon as I did, I'm like, I don't even know what just happened there.
Yeah, it's all the,
It's so weird. Yeah, it could be the season. Today is beautiful outside.
Oh, man.
Oh my
It was
goodness.
nice yesterday.
Did you get to golf today?
No,
But you golfed twice yesterday.
once.
Oh.
Once yesterday. And we didn't even golf all night because it sucked so bad. We
Oh
were
man,
so
you
bad.
guys really were bad.
We were bad.
I really thought you got to
And
in
then
the
there
morning,
was
so
people,
I'm sorry it was.
and we don't like to share the golf course.
You don't like to share the golf course. You don't want anybody to know how bad you are.
But, well, I just announced it on the radio how bad we are.
I know, but for some reason that's different
Yeah.
because it's just us and Nathan already knows how bad you are.
Yeah, that's true.
But so like it's different than like when you're there and people see.
Yeah, well. And I
Right?
don't like waiting.
Don't you think?
If we get there
Yeah.
first thing in the morning
I
when the
don't
sun
think-
comes up, it's not a secret. Don't do that. But then you can get through all 9 before 8:15, 8:30.
I don't think that we're very patient people.
No.
Probably not. Okay, because we're like, oh, go, let's go. Okay, so this week has been kind of interesting. You mentioned that we're in our new office.
Yep.
So we've been here a little over a week.
Holy cow.
That's it. And then you and Nathan went on a really delightful trip to Chicago to do some learning.
We got
Do you
learned.
feel learned?
I learned a few things.
Good.
Yes.
Good. Wonderful. Me too.
Now will I implement?
Only time will tell. Sometimes when
Yes.
you tell me about things you're thinking about implementing, I get nervous.
I could tell.
Yeah, I do. It's fine. It's fine.
Uh-oh.
Also,
It's all worked
employment?
out.
Okay.
I think.
Anyway, yeah, it's been interesting. So this office is kind of chaotic. People are asking, how's
Mm-hmm.
it going? And I'd say, so I've downsized a couple of times.
Mm-hmm.
And I like downsizing because, like, I feel like you just get rid of all the rubbish and you're like, oh, I just have my favorite things. I'm having a hard time deciding what my favorite things are.
Yeah, I spent 2 hours this morning cleaning the side office. And when I got done, I thought, wow, that was 2 hours of,
Of what?
we got to get rid of some more stuff.
I know, but you know my favorite part? We have these beautiful new tables in the front office.
Yes.
So we're going to do some fun things in the next season.
Yep.
And invite some people into our office so that they can see
Yep.
our new digs and see how we're adjusting. And we
Mm-hmm.
are adjusting, and this is a great space. I love this location.
Yes.
I'm closer to home.
Closer to home, and we're closer to, let's see, what else?
I mean, we're right here. Just we can walk to Taco Mayo if we want to for lunch.
That's right.
I haven't
Cassie.
met Richard yet. Yeah, Cassie loves Taco Mayo.
Yes.
She's so
her
cute.
favorite.
She's all like, just love these Taco Mayo tacos. That's not true at all.
Yeah, but then we're
Not
close
at
to
all.
Walmart, not Walmart, United.
Uh-huh.
I've been there like 4 times. Every time I go in there, I'm like, man, I need something to eat. And I'm like, healthy. So I go over there and buy junk food.
Can you just go get some more of those peppers with the cream cheese and that yummy
Holy
seasoning on
smokes, they
top?
were good.
Go get some of those. I think those are at United. We're closer
Yes.
there. Do that right after this.
Okay, that
Okay,
sounds good.
snack time at the office. Anyway, office is going great. We're at 2411 Williams Avenue, Suite 114. So this is the DMV building. That's what we keep referring to it as. We've heard all kinds of names, the old Fenimore building.
Yep, we'll finish more building.
This is South Park. It's been South Park for the last little bit.
Yep,
Do you
20
have a
years.
creative name?
I have a couple in mind, but
Are we going to rebrand?
the building maybe.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
do it. Not us.
But no.
Let's just stay advanced for a
Yeah,
bit.
Please.
I think we earned it.
Yeah.
But we're right across from the fire department.
Yep. So, hey, but we're in a solid concrete building, so they probably will never get to put a
Somebody
fire out
asked
here.
me if it'd been really loud. And I was like, I haven't heard a single. I heard way more sirens when we were over at the other office.
Yes.
So actually, it's been really nice and quiet here.
You can't even hear road noise here. Like
No.
we're solid concrete. Like
You know what you can hear
roof-
here?
my whining. No, just kidding.
That was 2 different hears. Here. Yeah,
Here,
you're
yeah.
whining. My whining. Some other people's whining. No, you can hear the doorbell here.
Yes.
Ding, ding. And so you might hear that today on our podcast, and you'll
Yeah.
just know, wow, things going on. And it might be really quiet because it's early. So, okay, here we're going.
All right.
Here we're going.
What are we talking about today?
We're going to talk about questions to ask whenever you're buying new construction.
Ooh.
So this is a weird topic for Woodward America.
Yep.
We talk a lot how we are small market real estate.
Yes.
And so some of these, I still think these are very practical tips, and I think that this is valuable insight. But I realize that you won't always get to use this. Like, we don't have new construction all the time.
Rare.
But whenever we did have new construction pop up, I was pretty well a seasoned agent at that point. I had no idea. Like, I had to really stop, sit back, think, and evaluate how to help my buyers the best way in purchasing these new homes. So, I mean, it's been almost 10 years now since the last couple of
2014, 15.
Mhm.
That was it.
So, did you hear it? Ding, 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 ding.
Oh, look at that. It's like a slot machine going off. I mean, kind of really.
All right. So anyway, but I thought that it might be helpful to our buyers that are listening. If they're thinking, I'm going to wait till the next new house comes on the market and then I'm going to go. The other thing that spurred on this particular topic for me was we've written an offer recently on a couple of new properties. And it's been interesting because every buyer evaluates inspections differently. We get that. Most of the time, like a home inspection is generally not actually required, but we always, always, always recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
But I've noticed with newer construction, a lot of times a buyer will go, I don't need a termite. It's not very old. And I kind of cringe a little because they're probably right. They probably don't. But the thing about termites is you really don't know. Like, I think it's important. Am I crazy? Tell me I'm crazy. Go ahead, do it.
No,
We're on the air.
I
It'll be
think
documented.
you're crazy, but not about that. No. I think the answer is termites can move very quickly. So when I was a 6th grade science teacher, we were studying
Oh, let's go back there again.
20 some years ago. So we went out in the football field, the edge of the football field, and I had termites in my house, which spurred this whole thing. So I was talking to the kids about termites. And so I went to my house the next day, got some termites out of the termite tubes that they put in my yard, the bait stations. And I brought them to school, and we put them on microscopes and smeared them and looked at their mutual relationship living because they can't actually digest food. So the poison actually kills the enzyme living microbacteria in their gut. So then they can't digest the food, so they die, starve to death. That's how they kill them.
Wow.
Pretty cool. So we buried sticks in the ground to test how fast termites can get different places. And so we just went around the school. We did like, I don't know, 7, 8, 10. I don't remember how we did. Like most of them had termites in 30 days.
Really?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. So I'm not crazy about wanting to do a termite inspection if I have a newer construction.
Right. So if you have dirt, so let's say they're doing construction and they throw 2x4s on the ground and bury them while you're feeding the termites, which then, if you have a crack in your concrete, a gap between the brick and the house, like they're supposed to pre-treat your slab, which is a 5-year guarantee.
Yes.
I've been in a few where they forgot.
Oh my.
Yes.
So then what?
Then,
Bait system?
Bait system.
For the rest of your life?
Yes. So we sold one on East Creek that they forgot to treat the slab. And they had to put in a bait station.
I had no idea.
So that was part of the contract. They bought the 3-year contract bait station thing.
Okay, so if we rewind just a second, brand new construction.
Brand new
versus,
construction.
I'm talking about newer homes, and I'm sorry I kind of got off topic a little bit, but that's kind of what spurred on the whole thought process here. So first things first, probably, whenever you were looking at a new construction, that's a question you want to ask.
Right.
Is you want to see proof of, do you want to see proof of building permits too?
I would want to see all that to make
you
sure it
wanna
was checked
see-
because my home is perfect example. Perfect example. No permits were purchased when they built my house,
Right.
and it was not done correctly.
And you had quite a few issues that
Lots
you
of
had to
problems.
handle. Okay, so ask for building permits. Ask for the proof of the termite treatment.
Yes.
It's a pre-treatment, right?
Pre-treatment. So they form up the concrete, ready to pour the concrete, and then they come in and drench the dirt under your house with a it's not a pre-emergent, it's pre-treat, whatever. It's a barrier.
I want to help you, but you're way out of my
Yes,
league,
I know.
so I
It's
can't.
some kind of a barrier.
I just know that you want to ask for the documentation that says that they did whatever they're supposed to do
Yep.
before they start building to help deter the termites and give you a little bit more time before you have to start really worrying about them.
Right.
Okay, so I did have, back in the day, there was a termite inspector that you and I both saw quite a bit. And I had him inspect the house that I was purchasing at that time. I think it was probably 2013, maybe 2014. And so he was looking. I said, how are we doing? He goes, I haven't seen anything. He said, that's great. But he said, back then they used the chemicals. This was like, this house was a 60s house. And he said the chemical they used then was really good chemical. We can't sell that good chemical anymore kind of a thing.
Yes.
So anyway, he goes, but here's the thing. He goes, you're good today. But Kendra, he goes, it's not when. He said, it's not if in Woodward, it's when in Woodward. You will eventually have a termite problem somewhere. You will here in Woodward. So we recognize that. So ask the questions, though, just so that you know, okay, if they did a 5-year treatment, then in 5 years, I probably want to go ahead and start having annual inspections, or even be proactive and just do the bait system, right?
Right.
So, okay, ask for documentation to make sure that things have been done properly.
Yep.
I want to pause really quick because I forgot to do something.
Okay.
Okay, Richard and I got to do this really fun activity this week, and we hung out with TAP students at the Woodward Middle School. I just want to, High Plains Technology Center is just so stinking cool. Like, I love what they do. We'll talk more about them in the next session. But I had this student, whenever we talked about multimedia and we talked about how we advertise in our business. And whenever I played just that little clip that says, hey, it's the Brian and Kindra Show, it's your voice. It's not even my voice. And he goes, that's you? Like his head turned and he goes, wait, that's you? I don't know how to take that exactly. Anyway, it was when he came back, because we did a recap real quick at the end, and one of the teachers said, hey, he really does listen to you guys. I'm like, what's your name? You get a shout out. So Rylan Todd, we have like 13.
That's
we have
number
13
13
or 14 now, not including our moms.
If we get to 20.
Anyway, that was way cool. Super much appreciated Rylan being excited with us and saying that he listens. I love that he's catching on right now that he can be gaining the information now to help him to be a successful homeowner in the future. How stinking
That's
cool.
Awesome.
That's a smart kid.
Yep.
All right. Okay. He didn't have to pay me for that. Like, what a great kid.
It's the 5 hours you spend in the kitchen mastering your famous recipe or spending quality time with your family. Other insurance companies may just see it as a house. It's not just a house, it's your home. Hi, I'm State Farm Agent Kevin Kanzler, and I see your home as the time and memories you put into them. I understand what your things really mean to you, and I'm here to help give them the protection they deserve. My office is located on the corner of 13th and Oklahoma in Woodward, or call me at 580-256-2216 for your home insurance today.
On Point Land Survey can take care of all your residential, commercial, and industrial survey needs. This family-owned and operated business proudly serves Northwest Oklahoma. These lifelong Northwest Oklahoma residents with over 22 years of experience are ready to serve you with the latest equipment and capable trucks to get your job done. Call On Point Land Survey today at 580-256-6757 or stop by 1918 Main Street in Woodward, Oklahoma, or visit their website at onpointlandsurveyok.com. Professional, trusted, local.
Okay, so next up, so we're going to ask for information to make sure that buildings have been done properly within the city limits and all those kinds of stuff. If you're out in the country, you might want to see the DEQ information saying that the septic system is installed properly, all that kind of stuff, termites, blah, blah, blah. Okay,
Make sure when built flood zone.
Oh.
In the country, you're not protected there.
Yeah.
In the city limits, they won't give you a permit unless you're out of the flood zone.
Okay.
So,
little information tidbit. All right, next up, what are the long-term plans for the community?
I think this is a big deal.
But this is kind of, okay, tell me more.
Um,
Like, I went a totally different way. Like, you went all serious, and I'm all excited. So where were you going?
I don't want them to change the plan in the middle of the plan. So, like $250,000 houses, and then next door to me, they build a $120,000 house with no garage, no brick. Like, okay, wait a second.
Right.
I also don't want them coming and building $500,000 houses next to me.
Right. Make you look like you're a dump.
It looks weird.
Right.
And so communities are, we have several communities in Woodward that have done a great job
We have.
keeping the aesthetics of the property and the additions similar. You don't want to put a $500,000 house next to a
Right.
manufactured home. You don't want to put a manufactured home next to a $500,000 house.
No.
It's
right.
going to hurt both of you.
Yes.
It doesn't seem like it would, but it does. So that within reason, I think there can be a range. Like, I think you can build, if they all look the same and they lay out the same. I say, look, like South Fork is a fantastic addition
Yes.
for what they did for it. Like,
Right.
it's an addition where they don't want any house to look alike.
Right.
They have a committee that has to approve your plans, layout, landscaping, what you're doing, and they have to sign off on it to prove that, hey, you're not going to come build a funky, weird house in there that's going to mess up the neighborhood, and you're not going to build one exactly like your neighbor,
Right.
because we don't want a spec house addition.
Right.
So there's that, and then there's South Shadow Creek, which builds houses that create. They can build them more efficiently and faster because they are the same and it's
Right.
more uniform. So they can build 5 floor plans and they can build 4 or 5 at a time, and it's just go, 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 which then drives the price down. So it's more affordable for a house. So those are the two things. So back to your question, long-term plans of a community. I want to make sure it is set in stone that they're not going to change halfway through and turn it into a duplex addition.
And I was thinking further down the road from after all of the homes are built, then what? So I think back like to Circle Drive.
Yes.
I mean, I would imagine that was something like what we're talking about too. Like they probably had that plan in mind that we're going to put a park right here in the middle of this cute little neighborhood with the tetherball and the swing set and all the fun things. And I think that's the part that I want to be asking about in addition to what you said, because obviously valuable, huge, important information. But there's also that fun part of, okay, so if I relocate my family to this area, am I going to have a place for my grandkids to play or my kids to play? All that kind of stuff. It's weird to say that, but I feel like I needed to because it's obvious that my kids aren't going to go play on the swing set anymore.
I mean, they may play tetherball.
I will challenge you to tetherball any day of the week. My daughter knows. Okay, so anyway, I think like we'd heard maybe a splash pad or some things like that would be going into some of the different areas. So I think those are other things that I want to know about before especially if you're in a big city and you get to choose, do I want this neighborhood, or this neighborhood? Okay, so once all their houses are done, what's going to go here in this little fun place? Are we going to have a swimming pool that's a community swimming pool? Like, I want to know.
Yes.
Those are things I want to know.
Yep.
Okay, next up, homeowner association rules and regulations.
Oof.
Okay, I think we kind of panicked a little bit in Woodward whenever we started seeing homeowners associations. Did you?
Kind of. I think my... because we don't like to be told what to do.
No, we don't.
So,
We really don't.
so I think it's so the homeowners association bothers me, but it doesn't.
I don't
because-
mean us. I mean our buyers.
Right.
We see the value.
We see the value because I want the consistency and of the addition.
Right.
Again, so this dude's not mowing his yard. You can do something about it. This guy's parking a camper in the grass on his sprinkler system in his front yard. Not only
Right.
can code do something about it, but now you have this extra sense of protection that they'll get something done on it.
When I think about, have you ever been down one of those streets that like is so crowded and packed, and then everybody's also parking in the street, and you're like, eek, I can barely get through. I think about things like that where I get that. I mean, especially, you've got all the family in for Thanksgiving. You can't necessarily all park in your driveway. Totally get that. But on a day in, day out basis, I think a lot of people want to have the structure of don't park here, do park here, keep this clean. I don't think that anybody wants a homeowner association where everybody has to paint their house pink.
Yeah. No.
So I get that concern. But generally, a homeowner association is to really just help keep things nice the way that they are.
Correct.
And that, in turn, should help keep your values up and more stable and maybe even increase as time goes on.
Right. So like in Shadow Creek, it has a designated park area.
Right.
They have not put it in yet.
Yet.
The homeowners association is actually what's going to control and put it in. So everybody pays their dues in. They don't have enough money to put the stuff in yet.